Hello, hello. Welcome to the Old Journey Academy Live. I don't know what that was, but hey, giving it a shot. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we're voice actors. And
Mhm.
it is Thursday, February 5th, and this show is brought to you by VO Journey Academy.
It,
Um, we've been talking
we're talking about a
about.
lot of stuff. We've been
We
kind
have
of
been
here,
talking
there,
about
everywhere, but in a good way.
Yes, absolutely. We have been, and we've been. I think this week we've been focusing on socials, marketing on getting ourselves out there on
Yeah.
socials, especially TikTok. And I posted a video this morning, Gabby, on confidence,
Mm,
because I think myself included, there's always something we're nervous about doing, something we're nervous about getting ourselves out there.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I'm all and I think that probably I would think the number one issue we all run into,
Yeah.
right? Because it's always about something, right? We're worried about the way our space looks. We're worried about we don't know what to say. We're worried about no one's gonna like us. We're worried about our lighting. We're worried about the camera. We're there's always something we're worried
So
about.
many things.
You know what I mean? And the time, the how to use the software. There's always just something
Yeah.
there that's like a barrier. How do we
And
get past it, Gabby?
oh man. So,
How do we get past that?
I'm big into the philosophies of Walt Whitman and Henry David Thoreau, and I'm totally paraphrasing. I don't know if this is a legitimate quote or not, but I feel like it came from one of them. It's the audacity to dare, right? The
Mm.
audacity to try in the face of whatever it is. I have a little plaque that lives next to my microphone. It lives on my music stand, and this one is a Henry David Thoreau for certain. It says, "What would you do if you knew you could not fail?"
Mm.
And that's kind of, I feel like it's
That's so
philosophy. It's
I love that.
yeah.
I remember, I don't know, it probably came from I'd seen that somewhere at some point, but I remember, a while ago, I don't know, it had popped in my mind while I was doing videos and teaching, and so I had said this thing about what would you do? How would you audition? How much work would
Mm,
you put in if you knew that in 2 years, right, you would be as successful as you set
yeah.
out to be? But, like, if you knew that was gonna happen, you would have no qualms of doing any of that work, and it would be pretty easy to do. However, if you go to that point where it's like, "Well, maybe I will be successful, maybe I
Mhm,
won't."
mhm.
Now you are going on faith,
Yeah,
or maybe and then you go further and say, "I don't know if I'm gonna be successful. Do I still put in all of that work?" Most people will say no,
yeah.
right? Or, "I'm just concerned that if I do all that, it'll be like nothing will happen." And it really is. I mean, it's a brilliant way.
But there
It's like
is
a
a
dilemma,
you
right? It's like
know,
a dilemma.
but if nothing happens, nothing happens. What did you lose? What did you learn from it instead? I'm also giggling because Dylan wrote, "If I couldn't fail, I'd rob banks." Good call, Dylan. Yeah, okay.
Hey, better that Dylan. That
That's
movie
so
where
messed
those
up.
guys that guy teleports. What's that movie? That about that kid or that kid, and he can like zap in and out of places or
Oh,
whatever.
geez. I mean,
And
there's a couple of
what
sci-fis that
but this one, yeah, this
yeah,
was where. But anyways, I was like, man, that would be cool because then you could really. What if you could zap in and out of places? Would you rob
right.
banks? It's an
Well,
interesting idea.
let's without defying the laws of physics,
How do we
what
get in
we're
bank robbery?
capable of
Thanks,
doing.
Dylan.
That's so funny.
Gonna come after
Um,
us.
it's like when my partner goes, "Do you need anything? I'm going to the store." I go, "Yeah, an unmarked sack of 20s." Like they have that there. Just pick one
Yes,
up.
that's
Um,
funny.
so I think so much of entrepreneurship is putting aside the doubts, the what ifs, right? The
Mm,
things that are, because we are so bombarded with the negative. We're so bombarded with the can'ts, you won'ts, that's not going to work. I mean, I even think back, like my parents thought I was insane when I was like, this is how I'm going to make a living. They were like, that's not a job.
mm,
That's not a, like they couldn't wrap their heads around the idea of this being a way to make money,
mm.
because in their generation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because my dad was a huge Warner Brothers fan, and I mean he loved Mel Blanc, but he was like, are you
Mm,
kidding? Like that's not you.
right.
And I'm like, but it doesn't have to be.
Right. You guys are right.
Um
It's Jumpers. That's the one I was thinking about,
Jumpers.
Jumpers.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love Quantum Leap, but I was talking about Jumpers. That's correct. Good job. Good job in the chat, you guys. You guys are sleuths. I love it. Yeah,
Reading
Jumpers.
Anthony's
I
mind.
actually really like that movie. I thought they should have come on because that had it also had what's his name? The guy's in all of them. Anyways, so you guys know what I'm talking about.
It'll
So
get remade because everything else is too.
yeah,
Uh,
it was a pretty cool thing.
yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. When I first started, I tell the story. It's funny because it's so true, and it was just probably they wouldn't have been like that, but we were big. Like we had to take down. Like my wife's like, you got to take down your hobo fort because at the time my wife's mother was watching our daughter, and she would
Oh,
come over to watch it, right? And then she's like, "You got to take down the because we don't want them knowing that we don't want my parents knowing what you're doing here because this is weird." It was,
it was your booth of shame. Oh my
booth of
God.
shame. I mean,
Oh
that would
my
be funny. I
God.
mean, it was a hobo for, but yeah, it is booth. But so I literally put up and took
That's
down my booth
terrible.
every single night. So that's
Oh,
like no, it's okay. I mean, now they watch our show. They're probably watching now. I mean, they're amazing people. But
I
at the
just think
time, and
that's
it
so
wasn't
funny.
them. They didn't say anything. It was my lovely wife. I mean, it was just what you think, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember at the time talking to
Yeah.
people too about being voice actor. People were like, what is that? What do you do? What is a voice actor?
Mm-hmm,
You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? I mean, I think it's a little different now because so much is out there
a little
about
bit.
voiceover, you know what I mean? But you still have people who just have no idea
But
what that is.
still, the majority of people don't know. I mean, they still, or they have a concept of what they think it is, but the
Right.
realities of our day to day may be very, very different. But I
Yeah.
I do think that regardless of industry, every entrepreneur goes through those phases of like, well, all these people are saying no, all these people are saying this will never work. But
Yes.
then there's a breakthrough,
Yes.
then somebody, this is a little off topic, but I think it's relevant in a weird way. My daughter told me this story that the guy who invented the Scrub Daddy, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about? The
yeah, yeah, yeah,
sponges.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So there's a Scrub Daddy and there's
Oh,
now
I
the
know
Scrub
this story.
Mommy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this dude tried like forever to get I think he was at it for more than a decade to get this product off the ground. He believed in it so much. And and he knew he had created something unique. But at the end of the day, it's a sponge, right? So people were like, I have a sponge. I don't need a new type of sponge. What's the
Right,
point,
right,
right? Like my Scotch Brite is fine. And
right,
so long story short is he put a smiley face on it. And it wasn't
right.
until he put the smiley face on the sponge that it started to sell.
Oh my gosh.
But
Isn't
it's stuff
that
like that.
funny?
Imagine that poor guy going through a decade or more of just being rejected over and over and over again and having to consistently go back and go, what do I do differently?
Mhm.
Packaging. Packaging. It was that for him, the answer was that simple. So, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see anybody going, well, we already have that. We don't need a new one. Why do we need to, that argument exists and has existed in voiceover forever. The idea of we have all the voices we need, right? We hear people say that. Like sometimes that's a real thing that we hear. But then we go, but wait a second. But what they don't have is you. because as time moves on, as things change, as sounds change, right, there is something different that needs to come to the table, and that's where we thrive. So I don't know. Yes, we just need to put a smiley face on it.
I love it. I love it. No, I think that, you know, it's yeah. I mean, and so that goes to show is too that I think part of our journey is going through these ups and downs and trying new things, like you said in the
Mhm.
beginning of this, the audacity to try or
Yeah.
whatever that is. I
Yeah.
mean, it can be extremely scary to take a video of yourself and, you know, not full of a whole crew of people and, you know, tons of editing and stuff, and just raw and way and put yourself up for
Well,
people
hey,
to look at, you know.
go
That's scary. That's
go back
really
a
scary.
step. Go back a step even before video. Is it not just scary to open up the
Mm.
mic and hear yourself for the first time?
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's terrifying for some people. Like,
Yeah.
it really is a bizarre, eye-opening, you know, we have no idea what we sound like initially. It's wild.
Mm,
And that can be a shock. And I think, okay, so the cool thing is it's less of a shock for younger generations, right? It's
mm,
less of a shock for the people that have grown up with the technology and with FaceTime and with video record, like all of these things that
true.
didn't live in our pockets before.
That's
For the
true.
rest of us, it's like, oh my God, that's what I sound like. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're so really good. I mean, like, well, I was telling the thing about my son. I mean, like, you know, they're just different, you
Mm,
know, about the live
yeah,
selling, you know, he sells
yeah.
stuff. I mean, like, it's just different. It's just different, you know. And you're right, because my daughter, she's 11 now, and but you know, my mother lives in Alaska, so like their
Mhm.
communication primarily is just over, and with her
Yeah,
friends is all
yeah.
over. I mean, I
Listen.
got her a cell phone, and she likes using the iPad more because of the video
Oh, interesting.
capacity of it, and the fact that she can see people more. Now I think it's
Yeah,
hard because she's still young,
right.
but because like to her, it's because I don't let her take her cell phone to school yet,
Oh,
so
sure.
because she's still in elementary school. But she, you know what I mean. But that she, her friends, because we're in a place where we're not in a neighborhood,
Yeah.
so there's
Yeah.
not people around us,
Yeah, I
right?
gotcha.
Just like I was talking about yesterday about people hanging out with each other online,
Mm,
right? Using the body doubling, and they're hanging out
yep,
with each
yep,
other,
yep,
or
yep.
these sprint reads or whatever, all
Mhm,
this different
mhm.
stuff. I mean, that's kind of the new way to hang out with friends. You don't have to be geographically
Look at what we're
close.
doing right now.
Right. Well, I mean, right. I mean, exactly, you
Yeah,
know.
we're hanging out
And
with people.
we're
It's
hanging out with people.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Um, some interesting comments and things. So Russell, I love this, Russell. He said, if somebody can take a rock, stick googly eyes on it, and sell it nationwide, we can all muddle through self-marketing. And you know what? There's
amen
something
to that.
hilarious about that because I have friends who deal in rocks and gems and minerals.
Mhm.
And one of my good friends, who vends at a lot of different affairs, she started making pet rocks with googly eyes.
Oh,
And in some instances, they sell better than the gem grade material because people love them. Yeah.
it's just so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, in the
They
whole
love a good
pet, the whole.
anthropomorphization.
So you are, yeah. So since what you do, I mean, the whole pet still to this day, because I was talking about, I don't know why we were talking about it. I was talking about it with my mom the other day because she's like, I had a pet rock, you know, and like the whole
Mhm,
pet rock
mhm,
phenomenon, right? I mean,
mhm.
can you imagine that person? I mean, you know, you want to
Yep.
go out into your driveway and you, I'm gonna sell
Now
a
people
rock.
have pet plants,
I mean, yeah.
plant pets. I mean, same thing. Okay. So Russell also said not to take
Russell's
this
keeping
off
us on
topic.
track.
It's fine. Take it off topic. We don't mind.
Keep it off target.
Do you have any particular take on making phone calls? I've found that some now don't really like direct calls to them, and yet others feel it's more personal. It's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, we could do a lot on the phone calls.
Yeah.
We probably could do a couple sessions on that
But
one.
yeah, it's interesting because I think we could for sure. I think the quick answer is it's age related.
Yep.
Over the age of 30, people will pick up the phone. Under the age of 30, they're like, don't call me, text me. They do not like phone communication is dying.
I don't know, Gabby. I would say that I agree. I'm sorry, I agree with you, but I think per business it is somewhat. Although I just watching my kids, I'm noticing, especially with my son, I'm noticing it may be changing just a little bit.
Hopefully,
because of I don't know. I feel like they're communicating, going back to calling as more, but I don't know. But I think it's more, that's what it is. You're right. I'm sorry. It's the video aspect.
yes.
They're more call me on video. Like my daughter calls me on FaceTime. I'm like, just call me on the regular phone. She's like, no, I just want to look at you when I talk to you. Right? I know. And I was like, okay, but I mean, I'm driving. We can't do that. Just call me on the phone.
Still
right?
so cute.
No, but I mean, I think that's a norm. That's a becoming more regular. You're right. So you can't really you don't do that when you're calling a business, right? I mean, that's
and that's part of the problem.
Right.
There's a huge discomfort. I see it with my own kids. They're all, early 20s. They hate it. They do not want to talk on the phone if they can avoid it. They feel unprepared. They feel like it's intrusive. I find that to be really interesting. They feel that it's too personal somehow. So they only call people they're close to them. So business calls, even my oldest on her voicemail, it literally says, hi, blah, 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 blah. Feel free to text me, because that's her fun little way of saying, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. So, I mean, it can be tough. And I think that that's something where,
you are so right. Cause now I think about, even when I'm like, I want to talk to people, but then I'm kind of like, gosh, I'm so busy that, the way we look at business now, I mean, at least for us, at least small business, I'm like, it's so funny too, because all of us I'm so angry when I've got to sit there with a chat bot and I can't ever find a real person.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know.
And I'm like, I don't have time right now. I'm too busy for you to call me. So, I mean, like, if it is one of those things where you can kind of see that reality is true, right?
It's wild. And so we have to navigate it carefully. I think that we really have to look at, this is where I think social media is so important, though. This is where social media gives us an advantage, in that not only can we do a little bit of social stalking, say, okay, how old do we think this person is their phone number being publicly displayed? If there's uncertainty, something that I have found that can be very effective is to just send them a direct message through social media and say, how could I set up a call time with you? Or is that something you'd be able or willing to do? Can we schedule a call?
So that's such a good point. And I think that is, we've actually not talked about that, but it's the DM.
Yeah.
I mean, and now
the power of the DM is
right. I would say the new
real.
way to, and it's not new, but and opposed to the phone call and even an email. Like, I think you have a way better chance of actually getting someone through a good DM than even an email.
Do you, the percentage of business professionals that have some form of direct messaging on their desktop, on their computer at all times, unreal. So yeah, like LinkedIn, especially, like, you can get, and I mean, it's not like social media doesn't tell you, if that person's online, if they're logged into their account, if they're there. So that's a huge advantage.
I just think of Discord and our Discord in general. I mean, I'm just plugged 24/7 into our Discord.
Yeah.
Like, it's never not there.
But I think there's a weird accountability piece. This is what's super wild. Okay.
Okay.
If somebody is right, they're on direct message, they're in whatever chat system, whatever social it is, they know they know that you can see that they're online. So ignoring somebody is considered bad etiquette. So you're more likely to get a quick response and then go from there. Now, what I find is that 9 times out of 10, if I request a phone call, I get sent a Zoom link.
Interesting.
Yeah. They divert right to Zoom. So wild. Yep.
You know what I hate is a strong word. You know what I find,
You know what grinds my gears?
There you go. is when you message someone or someone's there and you send a message and then you see the little, because a lot of them will do the little buttons,
the bubble,
little, ellipses going back and forth like they're supposed to be typing, but then nothing comes. It comes through and you're like,
yeah, super fun.
Were they typing? Were they just looking? Did they decide not to? The worst is when you have your phone and you're like, I always find it so funny because I it's not people, some people do it, but I always think it's a person who doesn't like technology. They leave the read thing on. You know what I mean? And you send a message and it's like they shows that they read it, but they didn't respond to you. So I mean, I think it's what you said, right? It's like, you know, we do kind of feel like there is a responsibility to message back, where I think as a phone now, I mean, like I get like now my phone literally forces people to, it asks them who they are.
Yep, same.
Like it will, and
it was part of the Apple update.
It will tell them, right? And I'm like, that's pretty wild.
Because everybody's screening, because everybody wants to know who everybody is. I mean, it is like, I don't know anyone that blindly picks up their phone anymore if they don't recognize the number.
Well, that's true.
We screen. The
only reason you would is if you're like, oh, I'm being a little, you know, out there today. Like I'm trying something new today. I wonder who this is.
Even I like hesitantly, like I will still like, I'll look at my phone and be like, who is this? And I'm like, you know, and usually if it's like a larger city, I'll pick it up because I'm like, all right, maybe it's business, you know, but even then there's a little bit of hesitation because I really don't know what I'm about to encounter.
So I was going to say, and I was going to say with Russell. So I think it's twofold here. So one, I think there's the reach out because I was going to say though, at the same time, I do still have a lot of clients or people that I have entered into business with who call me.
Yeah.
Right. Or message me through my phone.
Yeah, for sure.
But the reaching out part, the first initial contacts did not come through that like a phone call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I used to do a lot more phone calling. And you know, it used to be way better than the emails because you could call somebody, and there still probably is somewhere where you know, a bigger a medium-sized place you call and try to get to somebody and leave a message, maybe. But I found that even leaving messages, no one was responding to the messages.
Yeah.
So it was like, what's the point of this?
So something else I want to tack on to this before we, you know, call it for the day.
Right.
If you are unfamiliar with or not comfortable with tech like Zoom, Google Hangout, you know, whatever, for the love of God, educate yourself. Because especially for that younger crowd, somebody not being Zoom literate drives them insane because it's an expectation. And for us, right, we have tech obligations that exist in our world. So when you appear tech illiterate, they get really kind of turned off by it. Yeah. Because it's so basic too. Zoom is really not complicated, but do that for yourself. Like get the basics down. Yeah, it's important.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you guys, everybody, today for being here. A lot of great questions, great comments. It was very funny. Yes, and it was Samuel L. Jackson. Thank you. That's who I was thinking of because he's in that movie Jumpers too. And
he's in everything.
He is in everything. Yeah,
he's in everything. We can just assume Samuel L. Jackson made an appearance.
There you go. There you go. He's in everything. Well, you guys, we'll be back tomorrow for Open Forum Friday. So that's where you guys already do it. So it's wonderful. But that's a day where we specifically can go in any different direction or whatever we're talking about. And it's all based on the questions that you ask.
Yep.
So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and check out VO Journey Academy. Oh, Gabby, we published our first Avion history, our documentary series today. Sweet. So it's our first one on Amelia Earhart.
Yay.
Yeah. So very thrilled for that.
So how can people listen to it? How can they access
it's so when I it's going to take a few days for it to get up on all places, but it'll be on Audible and Spotify and your library, anywhere you can find it. It's AV on History on Amelia Earhart. So and it's
Nice.
dramatized. So the reason why I think you'd listen to it from other ones is that it's really well done. There's music and effects, and there's dramatizations, and the
Nice.
history good. I mean, it's real history. It's not made up. Of course, the dramatizations are, but they're based off of logs, and there's some creative
Yeah.
licensure there, but it's still based on all the stuff from that time. So it's a really cool thing, and I think you're gonna really love it. So
Nice.
let's see. We had Summit. Can you talk about Thunderbolt connections tomorrow? Oh, yes, we can. I remember when they came. Yes, I have stories about them.
I miss them.
All right. All right, you guys have a good one. Take it easy. See you all tomorrow. Bye. Everybody. Goodbye.